Yes, your hustling homie, D Jackson. We're going to talk really quick about the power of sales. We're going to talk about media. We're going to talk about how it goes down in the DM, direct messages. And specifically, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people, they're hustling their businesses now and they're looking to sell. And a lot of people are using some of these old school sales tactics, and really they're ineffective, and we have to adapt our way, or even the religion, on how we approaching sales. And what I mean, like, for example, I'm looking at some people online, and they have even I know a couple people in my life, they have this mindset like they're hustling in the 90s, and they hustling, and the way that they sell people is they're pushing, punching people in the mouth, hoping that the person is going to get, to buy it, right? They're almost forcing sales on people, and they're very, very aggressive. And the thing is, that doesn't really work as much now. And I think that was really an effective technique in the 90s. It was effective maybe even in the 80s. I think it was effective before the internet came out, right? Really. But now with the internet being out, I think it's not as effective anymore. I'll give you an example. I was looking at this one sales company online that they were soliciting a potential prospect, a client, and they were calling them so much that the client sent a cease and desist letter. So they wrote up this letter and told him, he said, hey, stop contacting us. If you continue to contact us, we're going to take some legal action. So the sales team was really excited about it. The sales team they were celebrating it, like, yeah, that means I'm doing my job. I keep calling them. They sent me a cease and desist letter. I'm gonna keep calling them now. And the reality is, now that was cool in the 90s. You would celebrate that because you were being persistent. But now that's just plain stalking. Now you do not want to solicit people so much. You have it's almost like if you're trying to pursue a woman, like if I see a woman I'm interested in, and she's obviously tells me that she's not interested, and I'm just steady talking to her with the same approach, like, come on, let me be your man. Come on, let's hang out. Come on, let's get together. And I'm doing it to the point where she goes and get a restraining order on me. That's called stalking. And it's like celebrating. Oh yeah, she sent me a restraining order, and I'm going to continue to talk to her. I'm going to continue to pursue her. Like, no, that's nothing that you should celebrate. And some people have this mindset. Nowadays, you do not want to spam people. You don't want to constantly be asking people to put you on, to say, buy my product. That's what you're doing. If you're on your social media and you're just constantly posting your product, if you're constantly just only talking to people about your business, you are like stalking people, and that's unattractive. People are not interested in it. That's why a lot of the network marketers lose friends, because people, you got to have balance, and people don't want to always just hear about your business all the time. A better way in this new internet era, the social media era, if you really want to, it's about building relationships. And what Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about jab, 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 right hook, which is when you offer other people value first. That's the name of the game. Offer other people value. I mean, you think about it. How many people, most of the times, when people give you a lot of stuff for free and they're just helping you out genuinely, you want to be able to continue to do business with them, or you want to just know them. You want to keep them in your life. You want to cherish that relationship because this is somebody that always helps you out. For example, I was meeting with a guy. There's this white guy named Brian Daly, guy I went to high school with. Really cool dude. And I hadn't seen him in like 4 or 5 years. And we said, man, let's go to lunch. And we went to lunch, and he gave me a free book. He just brought me this free gift. And I never forget that. It did something to me. It said a lot about that. And he said, man, how can I help you? What things can I do to help you grow your business? And that was a totally different perspective on what most salespeople do, is let me say. And I was the opposite. I was trying to sell him on what I was doing. And so I learned from that. So now what you want to do is, if you're on your social media, you're on whatever platform you're using, you're searching those hashtags, you want to be able to figure out what people are already interested in. If you see that they like sports, you see they like the Chicago Bulls, talk to them about the Chicago Bulls. Talk to them about something that they're really interested in. Give them something valuable, and say, hey, you know what? And it depends on the client and what you can afford. Say, you know what? I just I got this cool Bulls mug, and I just wanted to share this with you. I wanted to give you a Bulls mug. Hey, where can I ship it to? And now that type of stuff, now that person, especially if this is a big client that could bring you a lot of money, Now that person is like, oh, this is, now they may still not do any business with it, even after you give them a lot of stuff. But it's about that religion of just helping people first. And eventually somebody's going to take notice, and those blessings are going to come back to you. So when you're hustling now, you have to really get into knowing what your customers want, because it's more powerful when you can pull people to you versus trying to push and pursue people all the time. I mean, think about it. Would you rather be the type of person where you're constantly reaching out to people and you have to contact people, or do you want to be the person where people are contacting you all the time to do business? Because it doesn't matter if you have more money, you can have more social media followers, you can have more success, but if you have to reach out to them, automatically they have more leverage than you, because you're the one that's asking for the question and asking for the help, asking for the business. So keep that in mind. And so again, don't overly solicit people. Don't overly solicit folks. And overall, just make sure that when you are offering value to these people, that you mean it genuinely. You're not doing it only tit for tat. Don't say, hey, I want to give you a Bulls mug, or I want to give you something. I want to give you a free, if you're a barber, don't say, hey, I want to give you a free haircut in exchange for a shout out. No, because then they see what you're on. They see it's still selfish. You're not genuinely trying to help. Just say, hey, look, I really want to offer you, I'm a barber, I want to offer you, or a hairstylist, I want to offer you, 3 free hairstyles, over the next 5 months. If you're interested, let me know. And eventually they're going to shout you out, especially if this is a client that you like, a big client that's really going to expose you to a lot of other people and give you word of mouth, because referrals is one of the best forms of business, is when people refer you, because it's pretty much a guaranteed sale when you are referred by someone that they trust and they know and they like. So that's the name of the game. Don't be proud of just pushing people. You have to know how to pull people in, be cool, and don't always talk about your business. Even on your social media pages and things like that, talk about your life. Sometimes just random stuff that you genuinely enjoy, that are positive things. High quality things that you think people will really appreciate about you. You don't have to post all the time, but you do want to be consistent. Post stuff that's maybe entertaining, engaging. It might even be a little controversial. And I think it's good when you can have an organic following. You don't want to, eventually if it depends on what type of business you're trying to build. Some people, you just want to get clients, and that's one thing. And then other people, you're probably trying to build actual followers because you want to be a personality and you want people you might want to be an entertainer, a performer. If that's the case, you still want a core audience to support you for who you really are. So you don't want people to support you for you being like this personality, this fake persona. You want people to really support you for who you really are, or at least the most thorough version of yourself, the best version of you. And let people love that. So be thorough, be yourself. Help people, and you'll enrich your own life. When you're doing that, you're hustling forward. So, man, stay focused, do that. Also, make sure that y'all tune in to all of our social media pages. That's Dr. Jackson 360. Dr. Jackson is Dr. Jackson 360 over pretty much all the social media platforms. Also, make sure you check out some of the new merch at internationalpowerbrokers.com, and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. We got the Hustler Nation, the Connect 360 are some of our sponsors. So make sure y'all follow and get more content there at Hustler Nation and the Connect 360. So we're there for y'all. Talk to you later, people. Peace.